Testing, testing. Isabella Josephson, Kiera Gastelum, Amelia Gastelum, Sandy Adriano, Taylor Poole, Nessa Shern, Alyssa Chen, Oshie Ward, Aubrey Taylor, Jessa Much, Gianna Reyes.
Proud to broadcast high school athletics
online
from Portland's West Side.
We are Westside Mobile Media,
Banks, Oregon.
Banks Braves High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling, brought to you by Andy McNabb Allstate, Banks Post Newspaper, Chris Ressing of Edward Jones Financial Forest Grove, EconoFab Pole Buildings, Jason Bond Remodeling, Jim's Market, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, LaHaye's Custom Embroidery of Hillsborough, Main Street Pizza, Northside Rock, Oregon Army National Guard, Oregon Coffee Roaster, Sarah Hesselman Keller Williams Realty, Scoggins Creek Coffee, Shannon Jennings Insurance, Specialty Screen Printing, Tenente's Pizza, Terry Powell American Family Insurance, and Wana Credit Union. Now here's the voice of Westside Mobile Media, Trevor Beard, alongside color analyst Jonathan Lee.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Kawapa Volleyball, as tonight the Banks Lady Braves will be without their head coach Stephanie Wayne, who, like Nick Rolovich, are out of a head coaching position due to not taking the COVID-19 vaccine, which was made mandatory for all Oregon and Washington State employees, and that includes school employees, which also happens to include high school coaches. Not sure who will be taking over head coaching duties tonight for the Lady Braves, but we'll have the first serve for you in just a couple of moments after we take care of our public address duties. We'll go ahead and get you the roster for both teams really quickly before we do the public address. Number one, Isabella Josephson, sophomore defensive specialist for Seaside. Number two, Kiera Gastelum, junior outside hitter. Number three, Amelia Gastelum, junior setter. Number four, Sandy Adriano, senior outside hitter. Number five, Taylor Poole, junior outside hitter. Number 6, Vanessa Shern, setter. Opposite hitter, a sophomore. Number 7, Alyssa Chen, sophomore middle blocker. Number 8, Oshie Ward, a sophomore setter. Number 10, Aubrey Taylor, a sophomore middle blocker. Number 14, Jessa Much, a junior opposite hitter. And number 15, Kiana Reyes, the libero, a sophomore. For the Banks Braves, number 1, Taylor Van Aken, a junior setter. Number 2, Haley Evans, got a nice write-up on Scorebook Live earlier this week, a junior setter. Number 3, Katie Rains, a junior defensive specialist. Number 4, Jocelyn Janisek, a senior outside hitter. Number 5, Riley Stanley, senior defensive specialist. Number 6, Nia Johnson, senior outside hitter. Number 7, Ava Bogroff, sophomore defensive specialist. Number 8, Hayden Rockwell, senior defensive specialist. Number 9, Alex Saunders, junior middle blocker. Number 10, Madison Walker, junior middle blocker. Number 11, Madison Bigsby, a sophomore outside hitter. And number 13, Sierra Jackson, a senior defensive specialist. Seaside is coached by Lori Hudson. Tonight's officials will be Kola Hosh and David Rossell. We'll take a short intermission and handle our public address duties, and we'll be back with you for tonight's first serve between the Banks Braves and the Seaside Seagulls, the second to last of 2 home matches to finish the season. This week, Braves will host Tillamook on senior night Thursday. We'll be back for football as well Friday, as the Braves will host Milwaukee. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Kawapa League Volleyball contest between the visiting Seaside Seagulls and the home team Banks Braves. The OSAA requests that you model good sportsmanship by refraining from derogatory cheers, chants, or behavior towards students, coaches, officials, or other spectators. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct relating to race, gender, age, color, national origin, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion will not be tolerated. Such conduct may subject the violator to removal from the event and result in penalties assessed against your school. Any spectator removed from this event may be banned from attending future interscholastic events. Speak out if you see inappropriate behavior by immediately notifying event management staff. The OSAA and the Banks community are committed to a welcoming environment that promotes fair play and respect for all, and we expect the same from each of you here tonight. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Together, we can provide a safe and respectful environment for all. And tonight's officials are Kola Hosh and David Rossell. Now let's meet the rosters. First for the visiting Seaside Seagulls. Number 1, sophomore defensive specialist. 2, junior outside hitter Sierra Costello. Number 3, junior setter Amelia Costello. Number 4, senior outside hitter Sandy Adriano. Number 5, junior outside hitter Taylor Poole. Number 6, sophomore setter opposite hitter Vanessa Shern. Number 7, sophomore middle blocker Alyssa Chen. Number 8, setter sophomore Oshie Ward. Number 10, sophomore middle blocker Aubrey Taylor. Number 14, junior opposite hitter Jessa Mooch. And number 15, sophomore libero Kiana Reyes. Seaside is coached by Lori Hudson. Now let's meet the starters for tonight's home team, the Banks Braves. Number 1, junior setter Taylor Van Aken. Number 2, junior setter Haley Evans. Number 3, junior defensive specialist Katie Raines. Number 4, senior outside hitter Jocelyn Janisek. Number 5, defensive specialist senior Riley Stanley. Number 6, senior outside hitter Naya Johnson. Number 7, sophomore defensive specialist Ava Babra. Number 8, senior defensive specialist Aiden Rockwell. Number 9, middle blocker junior Alex Saunders. Number 10, junior middle blocker Madison Walker. Number 11, sophomore outside hitter Madison Bigsby. And number 13, senior defensive specialist Sierra Jackson. The Braves are coached by Stephanie Wynn and assisted by Diana Herb. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. And we're set for tonight's match between the Banks Braves and the visiting Seaside Seagulls. Seaside just 2 wins overall, 0-6 winless in Kawapa League play. The Braves are 3-3 in League 4 and 12 overall. Thank you. Jonathan Lee again not joining me for volleyball, but he'll be back with us on Friday night for football at home against Milwaukee. The Braves will start with Taylor Van Aken, Haley Evans, Jocelyn Janasek, Alex Saunders, and Sierra Jackson. And Madison Walker. For Seaside, number 2, Kiera Gastelum. Number 3, Amelia Gastelum. Number 7, Alyssa Chen. Back row, number 13, not number 15, Kiana Reyes. The libero, number 4, Sandy Adriano. And number 14, Jessa Mooch. Could be Much. That's spelled Much with a T, M-U-T-C-H. Still getting things squared away with the officials and the lineup cards. Braves will be wearing their new long sleeve white tops with Braves in kind of a pointed text across the back, blue numerals on the front with the Nike swoosh, blue numerals on the back, navy blue, almost black shorts with Seaside will be in their Columbia blue, a light blue top with white numerals, red trim, Seaside and red lettering between the shoulders on the back. White numerals with, I guess, cardinal red is the official color, red trim on the numerals. The libero, Kiana Reyes, is wearing cardinal red top with white trim, white numerals. And Seaside in white and white numerals on the back with Columbia blue trim. Braves will get the serve to start tonight's match. Alex Saunders will serve from the near left corner. Nia Johnson will come out on the serve for Sierra Jackson defensively. Serve from Saunders from the near side, popped up by Adriano, misplayed it off her chest and hit it behind her, and the first point is going to go to the Braves. Serve from Alex. Back row is, again, Reyes misplays it, and it goes off the top basketball hoop stanchion on the east side of the gym where Seaside is stationed. Braves will be to our right on the west side. And an ace from Alex Saunders, and it's now 3-0. Quickly, last time these two teams played, it was a Braves victory. Of course, Seaside winless on the season, and off the top of the net, off the return from Seaside, barely got it across and lobbed it for Madison Walker, and it's now 4-0 Braves. Again, the serve from Saunders. Short, Reyes comes up, dives, comes up with the return. Evans back sets to Janicek, able to save it from near the bleachers and come up with the return. And the point for the Braves, up 5-0. Serve from Saunders, popped up by Gastelum. Return far side by Jessamooch. And it's going to be long, and the Braves in control early with the first 6 points of the match. Serve from Saunders, Gastelum, or Adriano actually. Seaside's return again, too long, and the Braves are up by a touchdown, 7-0 early. Saunders for her 8th straight serve. And down the line, the return from Seaside just misses wide to the near side. We're high above the visitors section on the north side of Banks High School gym. 8-0 Braves. Return from Seaside. Evans, Janicek, returned by Saunders. And Seaside dumps it over the top of Madison Walker. Finally gets their first point after the Braves scored the first 8, and Banks has an 8-1 lead. The serve from Kiera Gastelum. Jackson to Evans, far side, front row. Evans, beautiful angle to dump it across. Seaside is not going to get it across in the proper number of hits. And the Braves are up 9-1 in the first set. Riley Stanley playing the libero tonight, serving for the Braves. Oh, nice job. Haley Evans diving towards the net, but I think she slid under the net. And the point is going to go to Seaside, trailing 9-2. The serve from Melissa Chen is nearly misplayed by Hayden Rockwell, but Evans able to come up with the return and diving, trying to get a hand on it. Kiera Gastelum unable to play it, and the Braves are up 10-2. The serve from Haley is short, diving though. Seaside hits it near the bleachers on the far side, right down the net, and the Braves have an 11-2 lead. Serve from Van Aken. Returned by Seaside. Evans sets up Walker. Beautiful kill, spotted perfectly just inside the right back corner. And Seaside, I think, is going to take a timeout. Yeah. Lori Hudson coming over to signal to the near side official Braves in control early with a 12-2 lead. We'll take a 30-second break and be back in a moment after this from our presenting sponsor, Jason Bond Remodeling.
Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? James Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They offer stone countertop fabrication and installation and cabinet installation services. They'll do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based locally in Washington County, they'll do jobs in most Portland metro locations. Call 503-753-9993 or email jasonbondremodeling@gmail.com. Jason Bond Remodeling, Oregon CCV number 227733.
(12-2) Braves in the first set. Second to last match of the Coapa League volleyball season. Braves will be here at home Thursday night for senior night against Tillamook. The serve from Van Aken, popped up by Adriano. Back to Adriano, far side on the return. Diving late, coming up short. Hayden Rockwell. (12-3) Braves, and Seaside gets another point as the return goes long, and now it's 12-4. Serve from Jessa Mooch. Evans to Nia Johnson, blocked by Seaside though, returned by the Braves. Amelia Castellum, Seaside comes up with the return. Good battle at the net. Walker diving late Castellum, and Seaside's going to get called for an error, and the Braves will get the side out, leading 13-4. Oshie Ward will come in for Seaside, replacing Jessa Mooch. Serve from Madison Walker is too much for Kiera Castellum. Probably should have let that one go. And the Braves are up 14-4 in the first set. Walker's serve, popped up by Reyes. Near side to Amelia Castellum, returned by Seaside but long. And I think it was 14-4 before, but we'll leave the score the way it is as the scoreboard just now reads 14 for the Braves. And that one from Madison Walker goes long. Now they correct it 15-4, but the serve from Madison Walker is long. Seaside gets this side out back after the service error, trailing 15-5. The serve from Adriano. Evans serves it up for Saunders for the kill, 16-5. Seaside a quick side out, back to the Braves. Dominating Seaside here early. Sierra Jackson serving for Banks. Serve from Sierra is misplayed as Castellum and Reyes come together for Seaside, and the Braves are up 12, 17-5 in the first set. Serve from Jackson, diving is Adriano. Seaside comes up with the return. Evans sets up Saunders, has to go back for it, tries to angle it to the far back corner and comes up a little bit long, but Braves with an 11-point lead, 17-6. Reyes deep behind the far back corner. Popped up by Van Aken. Battle at the net. Evans able to play it off. Gets it back. Returns it. Seaside with the return. Saunders hard off the top of the net. Gets the lucky spin, and Braves are up 12, 18-6 in the first set. Serve from Haley Evans. Adriano center of the back row for Seaside. Returned by Kiera Gastelum. Saunders sets up Janicek far side on the return. Adriano. Far side to Reyes, comes up to knock it back across, and Haley Evans comes chasing up late towards the far side net pole and dives as somehow the ball got hit into an open space, setting up the return. And it's side out back to Seaside, trailing 18-7. Serve from Amelia Castellum is just wide to the near side. Didn't miss the near back corner by much, but side out back to the Braves, 19-7. Saunders. Reyes diving to the floor. Amelia Gastelum returned by Mooch. Jackson to Evans, far side. Sets it up for Walker. Too much for the block attempt of Alyssa Chen. And her effort goes into the net. Braves are now up 13 at 20-7. Saunders back behind the wide line. And this time, Chen goes around the block of Madison Walker and gets the side out back for Seaside, trailing 20-8. Kiera Gastelum gets the go-ahead. Short into the top of the net, side out back to the Braves. 21-8, about to put the first set to bed. And Seaside still has not reached double digits. Stanley gets the whistle for the serve. Reyes, late decision to play it, probably would have went long, and that's going to go behind the Seaside bench. Seaside will be unable to come up with the return, and the Braves are up 22-8. Serve from Stanley. Adriano returned by Mooch. Evans plays it, might have went long near far back corner. Diving to the floor on the return is Kiera Gastelum along the back row, and the Braves 2 points away from a first set victory. Stanley serve. Reyes, back row for Seaside, gets it back for the return. And Nia Johnson tried to lead Haley Evans to the net, and a little too far in front. Evans dives underneath and comes up just short, 23-9. Side out back to Seaside, trailing by 2 touchdowns. The serve from Chen is returned by the Braves, Rockwell. Seaside gets it across. Stanley near back corner to Evans. Sets it up for Walker. Off the top of the net. Too much for Seaside. 24-9, set point for the Braves in the first set. Brave student section, a Let's Go Brandon chant across the way, all in pink tonight, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Returned by Nia Johnson into the back row, and Seaside's going to hit it into the bottom of the bleachers and unable to come up with the return. First set goes to the Braves, 25-9. We'll take a 2-minute break and have the second set when we come back.
Can I get the middle school volleyball players on the court, please? Middle school volleyball. Quickly, quickly.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your Banks Braves. Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
Small businesses represent so much more than the uniqueness of our area and the personality of our communities. Local business also represents the hard work and history of the places we live, which is why Wana Credit Union is staying open, so that your business can stay open too. Wana Credit Union offers all types of commercial lending options, including business credit cards, vehicle and equipment loans, small business lines of credit, and more. Stop by a branch, reach out to our commercial team, or check out wanafcu.org to open your doors and keep them open so that your business thrives for years to come. Wana Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
And we're back for the start of the second set. Braves won set one, 25-9 over Seaside. Amelia Gastelum will serve for Seaside to start the second set. Evans to Taylor Van Aken with the return down the near side, but Seaside comes up with the first point, I think, on a hitting error, leading 1-0. And Seaside with another point, far back corner, past a diving effort from Madison Walker. Serve from Amelia Gastelum. Walker Evans at the front row, sets it up for Van Aken. Adriano and Reyes come together. Seaside comes up with the return, and Seaside's going to get called for an error at the net. Braves get their first side out of the second set, trailing 2-1. Serve from Rockwell is long, side out back to Seaside, and a 3-1 lead. Serve from Kiera Gastelum is long, and the Braves with the side out, trailing 3-2 in the second set. Substitutions for the Braves: Nia Johnson and Haley Evans, I believe, as Janisek and Ava Bogroff come out. Riley Stanley waiting to get the whistle to begin play, as near side official Kola Hosh is discussing with the scores table. Serve from Riley Stanley is short into the top of the net. At the bottom of the tape, 4-2 Seaside. Serve from Adriano, far side Van Aken. Evans back sets to Walker. Seaside all over the place and tripping over themselves, trying to keep it alive, and goes into the bottom of the net. 4-3, Seaside with just a 1-point lead. Serve from Van Aken is an ace. No rhythm to this game at all. Braves in control start to finish, 25-9. Serve from Van Aken, far back corner, popped up by Reyes. Adriano on the return, too long. Points just aren't lasting that long. And Braves now with a 5-4 lead, but I think they're going to say somebody from the Braves moved on the serve, and so Seaside will get the side out, leading 5-4. The serve from Mooch is short into the top of the net. Another quick point, and we're tied at 5. Rockwell will come out. Seems like we've almost spent more time at the scorers table waiting for officials' discussions than we have actually played on the court. Serve from Walker, popped up by Kiera Gastelum, returned by Kiera way along, about good 2 feet, and the Braves with the 6-5 lead, their first lead in the second set. Serve from Madison Walker is misplayed by Kiera Gastelum. Braves a 7-5 lead. Serve from Madison Walker. That time is short. 7-6 Braves in the second set. The serve from Adriano. Stanley misplays it, but Johnson able to chase it down near the student section. Beautiful job by Madison Walker to somehow get it across, and Adriano comes up short, mad at herself, and the Braves have an 8-6 lead. Serve from the Braves that time is long. Side out back to Seaside. 8-7 Braves lead. Second set. First much closer than the first set. 25-9 won by the Braves. Beautiful dive to the floor by Madison Walker. Able to get it across. Returned by Seaside. Van Aken. Evans back to Van Aken. On the return, Reyes one hand pops it up and probably should have let it go, and Banks a 9-7 lead in the second set. The serve from Evans, popped up by Reyes. Kiara Gastelum on the return. Van Aken. Adriano dives to the floor, battle at the net, spinning all over the place, and Amelia Gastelum dives to the floor. Point to the Braves. Up 10-7. Serve from Evans. Adriano. Amelia Gastelum returned by Chen. Popped up by Adriano. Nearly went off a rafter. Returned by Adriano. Diving to the floor, a couple of Braves. Walker and Ava Bogroff, 10-8. Side out back to Seaside. Serve from Amelia Gastelum. Bogroff back to Evans. Back sets to Saunders. Coming up to the net to get at Adriano. Sliding all over the floor. Saunders returned by Evans down the far side from out of bounds. Saunders to Evans, comes up to the center of the net. Returned by Van Aken. Seaside scrambling. Amelia Gastelum comes up with the return, but it's long for the Gulls, and the Braves up 11-8 in the second set. Serve from the Braves is returned by Mooch. And right in front of a diving effort from Ava Bogroff. Right in the center of the Braves defense. Braves with an 11-9 lead. Substitution for the Gulls, coming in number 8, Oshie Ward. Janasek far side and can't get out of the way of Hayden Rockwell. (11-10). If that was a basketball play, it would have been a beautiful screen. Serve from Seaside is Bogroff, makes contact but hits it too far into the net for Haley to play it off the net. Tied at 11 in the second set. And Seaside now has regained the lead after coming up with an ace off the serve. Braves now trailing Seaside 12-11. in the second set. We'll take a 30-second break.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back, 12-11, Seaside with the lead in the second set. Braves winning the first set, 25-9. The serve from Oshie Ward is returned by Jackson for the Braves, but wide down the far side, and Seaside up 13-11. Serve from Oshie Ward, that time is short. Ran out of gas into the bottom of the net, 13-12. And Seaside unable to come up with the return off the serve from Riley Stanley. Braves have come back to tie it at 13. Serve from Stanley. Reyes. Back row picks it up for Seaside. Mooch down the far side wide in front of the student section. Braves back to a 1-point lead, 14-13. Serve from Stanley, again Reyes for Seaside. Adriano from the far side with the return. And a hitting error on Seaside. Braves now extending their lead to 2 at 15-13. Seaside having all kinds of issues as they're unable to come up with the return across the net. I think we're going to have a timeout. Well, Laura Hetson started to come to the near side official, but play will continue. Stanley the serve. Braves leading 16-13. Evans diving to the floor to keep the play alive, but side out will go back to Seaside, trailing 16-14. The serve from Chen is long. Braves back to a 3-point lead, 17-14 second set. The serve from Van Aken. Returned by Adriano far side. Van Aken pops it up. Evans to Johnson. Tries to angle it far corner, and it looked wide from up here, but back line judge for tonight rules it in on the Seaside east end of the court. Braves up for 18-14. Timeout Seaside. Will take a 30-second break.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand it's more than a farm, it's your life. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect what you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Call American Family Agent Terry Powell in Gaston, 503-521-8842.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
20-16 Banks after the timeout from Seaside. Ace off the serve from Madison Walker. Seaside had pulled within 2 at 18-16. That time her serve comes up short into the bottom of the net. Braves had an 18-14 lead going into the Seaside timeout. The serve from Adriano. Stanley to Evans, near side. Dumped over by Saunders, but right there was Amelia Gastelum to come up with the point along the near side of the net. 21-18, back-to-back points again for Seaside. Serve from Adriano. Oh, incredible play out almost underneath the net. Saunders somehow able to come up with the return, and Seaside's going to pick up the point as the Braves had too many hits that time. 21-19, Seaside trying to steal a set here in the second. Van Aken to Evans. Johnson far side on the return. Saunders to Evans. Johnson angling it for the back corner, but Reyes able to make contact and gets it back from deep in the back row for the return, but Braves come up with the point off the net, 22-19. Serve from Sierra Jackson. Popped up by Adriano, returned by Kiara Gastelum, and either it came up short or Haley Evans came up with the kill. 23-19, Braves 2 points away from going up 2-0. Serve from Sierra Jackson is returned by Aubrey Taylor for the point. Pass to diving Haley Evans, 24. Oh, they're going to give the point to the Braves. Set point in the second. The serve from Sierra Jackson well short into the center of the net, 24-20. Serve from Reyes, high, nearly off of a rafter, returned by Jackson. And Seaside playing hot potato, returned by the Gulls. Evans far side, Van Aken on the return. Reyes hits it into the bleachers on the far side on the southeast corner of the gym, and the second set goes to the Braves as well, 25-20. We'll take another 2-minute break and be back for what could be the final set when we return.
Andy McNabb Allstate in North Plains is your local Allstate agent. Located at 10120 Northwest Glencoe, across from Subway. She has 20 years of Allstate experience providing auto, home, renters, life, and other insurance products. Get a quote and receive a $10 gift card. Andy McNabb Allstate. Call 503-433-5030. That's 503-433-5030.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. I'm Chris Recheck, your Forest Grove Edward Jones financial advisor. At Edward Jones, we believe in building a complete picture of your financial life, including your goals and passions, so we can help you work toward achieving what's most important to you. Call me at 503-359-4092 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey Brave fans, this is Chris Lyda, the voice of the Braves, here to tell you about Econofab Buildings. Econofab is a third-generation family-owned and operated pole building company located right here in Brave Country. Econofab has been in business for almost 50 years, constructing shops, garages, and barns. I had them build my 2 shops, and as a satisfied and repeat customer, I'm here to tell you that Econofab puts the fab in fabulous. Go visit them online at econofabbuildings.com.
And we're just about set for the start of set number 3. Braves with a 2-set-to-none lead, 25-9, 25-20. Alex Saunders will serve for what will hopefully be the final set. Reyes, near side back corner, returned by Adriano. Janicek plays it, returned by Saunders, long, and Seaside comes up with the first point of the third set, trailing 2-0. Serve from Kiera Gastelum is about 6 inches long and set out back to the Braves, tied at 1. Stanley waiting for the whistle to begin play. The serve is returned by Reyes. Stanley and I believe Rockwell come together, returned by Seaside. Evans, Van Aken returns it from the far side, angled off the top of the net, returned by Seaside again. Stanley sets up Evans, Johnson, the dig from Reyes. Now we're getting some action both sides. Adriano diving to the floor. Incredible effort. Haley Evans on the return with one hand. So much power to be able to do that. Return from Van Aken into the back row, just long. And Seaside comes up with the point, leading 2-1. But finally, we get a point that lasts more than a few seconds. The serve from Chen is short, top of the net, tied again at 2. Van Aken serve far side, too much for Isabella Josephson, and Braves back to a 3-2 lead. Serve from Van Aken. Josephson, returned by Aubrey Taylor. Josephson comes up to get it, center the back row, returned off the net somehow from nearly underneath the net by Reyes. Return by the Braves. Into the back row by Adriano on her return. Walker comes up short. Caught it on the way down. Nearly looked like she almost froze in midair, but the point's going to go to Seaside, and once again we're tied, this time at 3. Serve from Mooch. Stanley. Evans near side to Johnson. Reyes, far back corner. Returned by Seaside. Walker dives to the floor, spinning across the net. Seaside knocks it back across. Walker into the back row. Way too much on it that time, and wide to the near side in front of the Seaside bench. Seaside a 4-3 lead. Serve from the Gulls. Evans keeps it alive near the bleachers, but Rockwell unable to get any air underneath it. It's going to go into the bottom of the net. 5-3 Seaside. Mooch starts well beyond the end line. Steps up and gets it across cleanly, coming up with the kill. Braves get the point and the side out back, angled beautifully from the far side to the near back corner. 5-4, Seaside still a 1-point lead. Serve from Walker, picked up by Josephson, far back corner. Reyes returned deep from the back line by Adriano, sent back across by the Braves. Seaside scrambling to come up with the return. Johnson set up, and her return is a few inches long, but I think they're going to say they got a tip from Seaside. And Maddie Walker's serve is an ace. 6-5 now. Braves with a 1-point lead in the third set, up 2-0. Serve from Madison Walker. Is returned by Adriano, and Haley Evans with a sheepish grin got it to spin all the way across and comes up with the point off the top of the net for the Braves, leading 7-5. Nice effort from Adriano from Seaside to come up with the return. Evans sets up Saunders, winds up, blocked by Aubrey Taylor initially, but Adriano unable to chase it down. Braves an 8-5 lead. Serve from Madison Walker, that time a little bit long. 8-6 Braves, third set. The serve from Adriano. Stanley nearly misplays it off her chest, and Walker hits it. And it's going to bounce and go underneath the net. Seaside within 1 at 8-7. Returned by Van Aken. Battle at the net. Reyes. Taylor. Returned by Seaside. Back across Saunders. Tipped by Taylor. Adriano, or not Adriano, it's Kiera Gastelum, far side. Dives and can't come up with it. 9-7. Braves back to a 2-point lead. Serve from Jackson, far side. Kiera Gastelum. And unable to chase it down, Amelia Gastelum. Braves now up 3, 10-7, starting to create some space from Seaside. Again, the serve from Jackson. Amelia Gastelum to Adriano on the return. Janicek to Adriano back row. Taylor winds up over the top of the wall, tipped by Saunders. Gets it back from Evans, dug out by Adriano. Battle at the net, Saunders, Evans, and we're going to get a error from the front row of Seaside. Braves up 4. 11-7. Serve from the Braves is returned by Seaside. Walker to Evans, dumped over by Saunders. And Seaside having some issues. They're going to call a timeout. Braves up 5, 12-7 in the third set, hoping to put this to rest quickly. We'll take a 30-second break and hopefully be back to say goodnight. We're halfway through the third set.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
And we're back, 12-7 Braves, up 2 sets to none, 25-9, 25-20. Serve from Jackson. Short, coming up to get it is Adriano. Gets it back for the return. Van Aken sets it up too high, and a couple of Braves players diving down the far side, not sure why. And Haley Evans a little slow to get up. She's okay though. Could tell from up here that the return from Seaside at the net was going to be wide, but a couple of Braves players dove to try to keep it in play. And Seaside with a side out gets the point back, and now another point off the serve. Quickly within 3 at 12-9. Serve from Reyes, dug out by Walker. Evans back sets to Saunders. Dug out for the point. Adriano tries to come up with the dig and comes up short. Side out back to the Braves, up 13-9 in the third. Serve from Evans, dug out by Adriano. Braves come up with the return and the point right in the lap of about 3 Seaside players, and they wind up playing patty cake with it. 14-9 Braves. Bank serve is returned by Kira Gastelum. Diving effort from Haley Evans is short. Side out back to Seaside, trailing 14-10. Mooch will come in for Oshie Ward. Serve from Seaside is returned by the Braves' Janicek. And Chen comes up with the point down the near side. Seaside again with back-to-back points within 3 at 14-11. Serve from Amelia Gastelum. Evans sets up Van Aken far near side. Reyes returned by Amelia Gastelum. Kiara Castellum. Return by Van Aken into the bottom of the net, and Seaside is within 2 at 14-12 in the third set. Serve from Amelia Castellum, popped up by the Braves. Evans back sets to Saunders. Angles it across on the return from the far side. Reyes comes up, hits it short into the top of the net. Braves back up 3, ending the little run from Seaside. Banks up 15-12 on the side out. Serve from the Braves comes up short. Yes. Adriano swings and misses on her attempt to come up with the return. Braves up 16-12. The serve from, I believe, Rockwell. Return by Maddie Walker for the kill down the far side into the back corner, 17-12. And another ace for the Braves off the serve from Rockwell. Banks up 18-12. Rockwell. Adriano picks it up off the serve. Back to Adriano on the return. Rockwell to Evans, far side. Sets up Walker. Way too much that time, and side out back to Seaside, trailing 18-13. Josephson will come in to serve for the Gulls. Serve is short off the top of the net. Evans slides on her knees, trying to come up to the net to get it. Got her hands on it, but unable to play it. And an ace for Seaside, trailing 18-14. That time the serve from Josephson is wide to the near side in front of the Braves bench. Side out back to the Braves, and with a long hold at serve here, Braves can put it to bed with a 3-set sweep. Serve from Bogroff is returned by Reyes. Bogroff near side, back corner. Johnson gets it back in play, returned by Walker. Adriano at the net, too much. And the Braves are up 6, 20-14. And again, the serve from Bogroff. Seaside unable to get it across the net. Banks up 21-14. Serve from Bogroff again, far side Adriano. Over the top of the wall this time, and Seaside will get at least one more chance to serve as they get this side out, trailing 21-15 in the third, down 2-0. Serve from Seaside is pushed over by Walker. Chen returned by Adriano, far side. Evans sets up Walker again, blocked into the back row beautifully by Taylor, and Seaside comes up with the point, trailing 21-16. Alyssa Chen to serve for Seaside. Van Aken to Evans. Sets it up for Johnson into the center of the net. Seaside within 4, 21-17. Serve from Chen. Far side Van Aken pops it up off the top of the net. Rockwell keeps it alive. Van Aken able to return it from deep in the back row. And Adriano's attempt at the net far side, I think she ran a little too far and slipped into the net, and it's going to go back to the Braves, 3 points away from a 3-set sweep. Evans sets up Johnson, too much that time, about 2 feet beyond the end line, 22-18, back to Seaside. Mooch from the end line, basketball end line, steps up to the service line, popped up by Van Aken. Evans, Johnson sets it across, Adriano. Returned by Seaside. Evans sets up Walker this time for the hammer, far back corner, 23-18. Side out back to the Braves, 2 points away from a 3-set sweep. Serve from Walker. Reyes returns it into the bleachers, and it's match point for the Braves, 24-18. Serve from Addison Walker. Reyes on the return. Saunders to Evans, sets up Johnson into the back row. Josephson for Seaside. The Gulls able to come up with the return. Evans sets up Johnson back row, popped up by Josephson. Far side to Adriano. Seaside on the return, diving to the floor. Van Aken. Saunders dumps it over. And this time Adriano comes up short, and the Braves get the 3-set sweep, 25-9, 25-20, 25-18. Our next broadcast will be Thursday night as the Braves will host Tillamook. I'm Trevor Beard. Thanks for listening to tonight's match. Final score, Banks sweeps Seaside 25-9, 25-20, 25-18.